Enter the so-called Podesta plan, a plan that isn't a single neatly titled document you can Google in a heartbeat. It's the insidious undercurrent of strategies hatched by John Podesta, the longtime Clinton operative and Obama whisperer, to weaponize division, radicalize the masses, and claw back power through engineered unrest. And at its rotten heart, the Podesta plan emerges from the WikiLeaks trove of over 50,000 emails hacked from Podesta's Gmail in 2016.
This is a legitimate email. John needs to change his password immediately. So the IT team said, yes, John, reset your password at that bit.ly link. Well, they actually say reset it at myaccount.google.com, which is the right link. But he just went back to the original email and used the bit.ly link. And then he got hacked.
These weren't just chit-chat about pizza parties. They revealed a calculated machine, Podesta, as Hillary's campaign chair and founder of the left-wing think tank Center for American Progress, plotting to plant the seeds of the revolution in America. One bombshell email from 2012 penned by activist Sandy Newman to Podesta floated the idea of hijacking religious voters for a progressive uprising.
What Kirk said was dangerous. What Kirk said was racist, rooted in white supremacy, nasty, and hate-filled.
Fast forward through the leaks and you see the blueprint solidify. Coordinate with media allies to amplify outrage, fund agitators through shadowy foundations, and stoke racial and cultural fault lines to delegitimize elections. It's not about winning votes. It's about winning the narrative war, turning dissent into dynamite.
Reaction to the Trump tape?
Well, my reaction is it's disgusting. And I think people saw in real life what we've been saying for a long time. What Hillary said as far back as June is that he's unfit to be president of the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, the president-elect of the United States, Donald John Trump.
Post-2016, as Trump stormed the gates, Podesta and his ilk didn't slink away. They doubled down. Remember James Carville, the raging Cajun himself, teaming up with Podesta and leaked chats right after the election? They schemed to paint Trump as an existential threat to minorities and immigrants, priming blue cities for secession and street-level sabotage.
Trump is a criminal. Criminals like to be around other criminals.
And a mob boss.
Yeah.
Podesta's fingerprints are everywhere. From emails coordinating with CNN's Donna Brazile to rig town halls to whispers of pressuring donors like Saudi Arabia and Qatar over ISIS funding while ignoring Clinton Foundation ties.
But most scandalous is that one of the biggest donors to this supposedly progressive team is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, currently massacring dissidents in its own country, as well as thousands of Yemeni civilians. The Saudi regime funds the Clintons with at least tens of millions of dollars. And in 2015, the Saudi government also started paying $140,000 per month to the Podesta Group.
Now, zoom to today, and the Podesta plan isn't theory, it's fully operational. With Trump back in the saddle and the deep state reeling, sources are buzzing about a Podesta-led Democrat plan for 1,500 protests across all 50 states, scripted riots in L.A., and false flags to frame Trump as a dictator, all to ignite a civil war scenario and seize power. Podesta is not just advising on climate scams like the Inflation Reduction Act's $370 billion green slush fund.
As Karine noted, we're marking the one-year anniversary of a truly transformative piece of legislation, the Inflation Reduction Act, which is the largest investment in clean energy and climate action ever in the United States, in the history of the world. But first, I want to acknowledge that today's event is coming during a time of heartbreak as the toll of extreme weather fueled by climate change is being felt across the country and the world.
Now we're just having to get the money out as fast as possible before they come in and like fuck up. It truly feels like we're on the Titanic and we're throwing like gold bars off the
He's the architect of the unrest that keeps the masses distracted while the elite consolidate. This is the Podesta plan, an orchestrated uprising, riding out into this very day. Infowars.com.
You were just telling me that you had a brain disease and you... Welcome to the show. It's September 18th, 2025, Thursday night. And I could just shut it off right now. That explains the whole thing in a nutshell. When you think about the Podesta plan and what has actually happened here in the last 10 years, really, but more importantly in the last, I don't know, I guess the last 5 years, it's been complete, total destruction of the United States by way of every kind of corruption known to man, riots and burning things down. You know, you've seen it all. We've done it all. Um, we've been working on some stuff for tomorrow's show. I have uh, some show notes here for you. Tomorrow night at 8:15, I have the interim governor for New California. That's, by the way, we've talked about it for a few weeks. I'm in California, so it's pretty important to people in California. It really should be important for everybody across the United States because their plan, if they can enact it, will change the way governments are ran all over this country. So he'll be on at 8:15 tomorrow night. You don't want to miss that. So make sure that you jump in and see what he's got cooking. He's going to lay it all out, the whole plan, everything that's going on, all the misunderstandings, the stuff that the bill that they put into the House to try and take it from them, and the whole thing. They've been working on this for years, and I've had them on a few times, but most recently, they're working on this directly with the President of the United States, and it sounds like it's getting ready to happen. It's where they break off from the three liberal areas in California, because really, California's red, except for the cities. If the Bay Area, which I guess that could be a bunch of different cities, San Francisco, Sacramento, half of downtown Sacramento's kind of liberal, and and Los Angeles and San Diego, places like that. Actually, most of San Diego is not liberal, but point being, the whole coastline is going to be California, and everything east of the river of Sacramento, something like that. I don't know exactly the boundaries. Is going to be this new California, and they've been very clear that the government, for the state government for New California, they're going to come in and work on bills and do the work of legislature and all that stuff. Then they're going to go back to their regular job. Doesn't really give them an opportunity to get into the corruption and the buying people off and the blackmail and all that stuff, because people are going to have their own life to go to, and they're going to just come in and sign bills and do the business for New California, and then go back to their regular job, blue collar job, right? So that's going to be a good interview tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to that. So just a little note: tomorrow night, the 19th, September 19th, we'll have them on the show. If you can get us on Rumble, Twitter, or X, YouTube, and on Getter. And so check us out there. All right. So we've done a bunch of digging into the Charlie Kirk shooting. And if you haven't seen those things that we've done, we haven't made any assumptions. Tomorrow, I'm going to get closer to what I think the most likely probability is for where that bullet came from, and where it didn't come from. We're going to get into that tomorrow. We're not going to get into it tonight. This is just a short show notes to let you know what's going on, how it's going, everything like that, and just talk a little bit about the Soros Podesta. I guess you could call it the leftist, democratic, crazy people, plan. So, and we've seen it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you definitely want to catch the show tomorrow night, because I'm going to break it all down at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, California time. We're going to break it down, and we're going to get into all the different things, terror cells that we have. The trans cult. We're going to get into all that stuff. Now, what I will say is this: do I think that the shooting had something to do with the trans cult on some level? Yes. Do I think that Robinson took the shot? I really don't. But we're going to get into that tomorrow. And the reason why is it just doesn't, none of it adds up. None of it adds up. I mean, the timeline don't work. There's just so many things that doesn't work. And I said I was going to get into it tomorrow night, but it's right at the tip of my tongue. I want to just do it, but we're just going to wait till tomorrow. But what I will say is some of the specialists, the military specialists and so forth, have really dissected this and really looked at all the different things that could be, couldn't be. And, it's kind of weird that we have like a production going on during this, like staging, stand here and film that way and all these different things. We're going to cover it tomorrow night, and you don't want to miss that for sure. Also, we're going to get into this Podesta plan thing. Now, this Podesta plan, for those of you that don't know what that is it's where they spend money to prop up all these different NGOs and all these terror cells and Black Lives Matter and Antifa and all these different things simultaneously, while spending every dollar that they can to go after people like Trump and Alex Jones or whoever. They go after all these people, get them in court, do their best to bankrupt them so they can't operate. And they operate the media and all that stuff. And I know that the media, CNN, MSNBC, and so forth, they operate through the CIA. We know that. We've always known that. But I think that part of this Podesta plan has a lot to do with the money that's put through these different organizations to do this work, and pay these attorneys off like Jack Smith and different things like that. This whole plan just really revolves around that. And so when you think about it, when you think about what they're doing, and they've been getting away with it, because for whatever reason, I haven't nailed that down, how they get away with it, or why they get away with it, why they're not all in handcuffs right now. We know why they're not in handcuffs right now, because we don't have anybody in the administration that's willing to put their nuts on the line and arrest them. That's the truth. That's just the truth. Capital, he talks a good game. I haven't seen him do anything yet. I mean, not to say that they haven't went after some small fries, as we used to say. Yeah, but I mean, as far as it goes, they haven't arrested anybody. They haven't arrested Hillary or Pelosi or any of the. They can arrest any of them, investigate any of them, probably find enough dirt to put them under the prison, right? But they don't do that, because whether it's opposition, paid opposition, or whatever, I don't know exactly yet. We're still looking into that kind of stuff, so we can get, because I don't want to say something that I can't verify. So we're just going to keep digging in, and we've done a bunch, but there's this one thing that's pretty interesting. Armia Van Armed Queer, she's the one that propped up this trans cult. They're doing target military target practicing in Utah. Interesting, it's in Utah. And they've been doing that stuff. They have one this weekend, actually, if you're interested in going to do that. Yeah, so we're going to get into that too. That's going to be something that we're going to do our best to get into and dissect that as much as we can. That's a hot topic right now. What else do we have? Oh, let's see here. What else do we have? We have a whole bunch on the Charlie Kirk thing, man. We're just, we're gonna see if we can crack this open. Um, and let's see. Why did they remove the camera within an hour of Charlie Kirk's shooting? Why did they not tape off the area after a murder was committed on that ground? Why did they tear out that whole stage area and put in new pavers within days, less than a week? Why, all these different things are big questions, and the conspiracy theorists say that, a lot of things like Charlie's not dead, all this stuff, but I'm not getting involved in that. I don't think that's real. I think the ripple effect has caused a lot of heartache in this, and I'm not going to add to that right now. But it sure is interesting how they had camera crews outside of the venue by the parking, propped up, ready, waiting for the events to take place, and we'll show you that tomorrow. What else are we going to do tomorrow? Did I mention Charlie Kirk's assassination timeline? And none of it. It doesn't add up. Did I tell you? It doesn't add up. None of it does. None of it makes sense at all. So anyway, that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Wanted to just come on here and just give you a basic rundown of what we're going to do tomorrow on the show at 8 o'clock. Please tell everybody you know. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, and so you get the show when it comes on. And we'll see you tomorrow. Again, I just wanted to come on and talk about that for a minute. A lot of people just use their cell phones to give notifications, but I just the shakiness of it. I want to be more professional with what we're doing. So that's why I just came into the studio and did this. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Until then, God bless everybody and be safe. Be safe out there, man. Good night.